We are in Texas, and we're about 11 miles from the start. It's 10 to 6 a.m. It is dark out. We're trying to beat the heat today. Past 3 days, we're 3 for 3 for flat tires. Oh, look at that nail. That's bad. Anywho, so we got 82 miles flat tire, 82 miles flat tire, and then yesterday, day 15, at mile 5, we got a flat tire, and we were not beating the heat yesterday, so we ended with 60 miles yesterday. However, feeling extremely hopeful today that hopefully that's past us. However, if not, we went to the store yesterday and we got 2 brand new tires, 6 more tubes, and some fueling powders. So regardless of what today brings, we're more than prepared. And yeah, so we are going to get started. So as always, spread the light and love, be the light and love, spread awareness for human rights, be it, share it, be an upstander of it. The challenge today is to go out there and uplift somebody today, and that somebody can surely be you. And yes, let's toss around kindness like confetti. I'm going to try to do that as I make my way back home. I hope you do that wherever you go today. So again, look around, see who you're sharing space with, and sprinkle love and kindness today. And that's how we're going to make this world a better place. All right, I love you. Have a blessed day. Take care. Bye.
All right, everybody, welcome back to day 16. I don't have fingers for that.
Make that happen.
Yes, but it is so great to see you. I know it's been a few days, some, Wi-Fi stitch, some, focusing on getting you in front of what's in front of you. But we are back to do a nice little check-in with you. And we have some exciting things to talk about. So tell us a little bit about, in general, how the past few days have gone for you.
So the past few days, in summary, I'll go quick with this, is that the heat went up, the elevation leveled out, and I am still getting flat tires. So I'm still learning to master that task right now. And we are in a new state, Texas. And yeah, so those are a couple quick catch-ups.
Yeah, so not to just fly over that, but new state, that's state number 5 now. I still have a hand for that. So welcome to Texas. And I think a lot of folks, just in general, following the news and all that stuff, we've seen that Texas has been under a heat wave. So a lot of folks have been asking, how's she doing? I know the heat is over there. Stay hydrated. Why don't you give us a little bit about how you have been handling the heat in these last few days here, and as you look ahead?
Yeah, really. So it is warmer. So along with staying hydrated, I'm also making sure I do salt licks. Usually I do it every 5 miles, but right now I'm doing it every 3 miles just to stay ahead of it. We tried to get out there a little bit earlier today. It was dark when we got started today, so we're trying to beat the heat. However, every time I get a flat tire, that because I don't rush that process. I'm not a master at that yet. However, when it happens, I'm just, okay, take my time, put it on, and then we get started. But that takes time, and the longer I'm out there, the warmer it gets. So I start off anywhere between upper 70s, and while I'm riding, it has gotten up to 102, 103. And I usually finish around 98 degrees. It does go up and down a little bit, but it's warm.
Yeah. And one of the questions I did get into was, is the heat different, right? Because I think we talk about this a lot, you hear about Vegas being hot and that dry, it's but it's dry heat. It's different heat. for somebody who's out there exercising, all that stuff, have you noticed a difference in the heat pattern, or it's just hot? It's
Well,
hot, and I'm just here.
see, here's the thing is I'm riding a bike, so I have a helmet on the whole time. So like hot is hot, I'm thinking. I really don't know the difference. I'm not feeling a difference. It's warm. I mean, there's some points where I feel like I'm burning, like my arms are burning, like I'm many layers of color. My arms will be burning, and I'm constantly putting sunblock on. Um, but it's hot. Like, there's no light hot, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sweating underneath that hat. It's hot.
Yeah, yeah. And I think like the other thing too is that, you're focused on what's in front of you, like the nuancy of it. Like there may be a difference, but like at the end of the day, like you're exerting exercise, you're out there, all that stuff. But glad to hear you. Sounds like you're listening to your body in terms of like taking those pauses when you need. And I know, was it yesterday or today? Like you made sure that you stopped a little too soon just because of, being aware of the weather.
That was yesterday. Yesterday, yesterday I got a flat tire within the first 5 miles. And by the time I got that tire back on, it was really warm. So once I got the tire on, I went like about 35 more miles. And I felt emotionally beat up. Like when I stopped at that rest stop, I knew I needed to stop. And I was just like, this is really, like, I know this is what I'm doing is hard, but it was like, I could feel the weight with the heat. And it was like, just one of those moments where I just needed to cry it out. Like I had no real reason. So I tried to call my youngest because my oldest doesn't like to hear me cry. And my oldest picked up her phone. I was like, never mind. But I released and then got back out there and did as much as I could. But the temperatures it was just rising really, really fast. And there were some climbs yesterday. And so with the climbing and the heat and all that stuff, it was work yesterday. And sometimes, that's real life, happiness is hard work. So when I did stop, I went into the store and I bought this shirt actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, and it was totally a reset for me. It was like Jesus' state of mind. And when I got this shirt, I was like, okay, we're gonna go back out there and we can do this, So I was really grateful to be able to. So I went out there and I did as much as I could, and I stopped about at 60 miles. And the 2 days before that, I was able to do 80 and 80. And it was like, I got many more miles and many more days in front of me. So let's just play this smart.
Yeah. And speaking of the miles, though, you have hit a pretty significant milestone. Want to tell folks
so
what that is?
So we passed 1,000 miles today. So we're at 1,040. Yes.
Over 1,000. I mean, when you think back to it, I mean, you're 16 days, 1,000 miles. Like that is a feat in and of itself, right? Like, I mean, let's take the moment here to just pause and reflect on all that you've done up until this moment. And yes, you have quite a ways to go to get back. And what you keep saying, I'm going home. And for folks who are just joining, Tara started in Death Valley, California. She's going to land in Beacon, New York. For those who aren't familiar, Beacon, New York is her hometown, and her hometown is here cheering her on every step of the way. Even today, I was out and about in town and people are stopping me and saying, this is so amazing what she's doing. And, so this is a big one, right? Like you are a big chunk in 1,000 miles. How does that feel? Like, have you given yourself that space to just like pause and say, oh my gosh, I've done 1,000?
Well, actually, honestly, I didn't do that pause until we got in the call and you're like, hey, you hit this today. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But I have the past couple days have been feeling like you did a good job today. Like you gave it your all. So I've been doing, trying to do that, celebrating all the moments, a little bit more lately. And you're right. I know I have the town behind me. I'm receiving messages from all over and they're so helpful. I'm so grateful for them. So yeah, we hit that milestone today.
Yep. One a day by day, one step closer. You will be here. And the other thing too, coming into Texas, right? And I know like you've been seeing such beautiful landscapes throughout, and and again, like for folks, if you want to see what she's seeing, like if you stay to the end, you'll see on her relay app, her relive app, you'll see all the pictures and videos that she takes along the way. But tell us, are there any interesting things you've seen so far getting into Texas? Good, bad, ugly. Like what's out on the road
So
as
today
of
was
late?
a pretty interesting day. I rode through about 1,000 cattle at one strip, which was very interesting. And yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
I came up on the Cadillac Ranch, and I also ended at the Bug Ranch. So, in my mind, my sister has seen this before, and I thought it was going to be rows and rows of these Cadillacs. However, that's not it. But we did take a moment and go over and take pictures. And I ended at the Bug Ranch, was awesome. Because as soon as we got there was a sign that said, "You are loved." And it's like, that's the message when I start my check-ins. Even though today I didn't check in with the body check. Body's good. Still have the hangnail. However, when I saw that sign, I was like, "Oh, that's so cool!" So those ranches were really cool to see.
Yeah. So the Cadillac Ranch,
You did.
I did warn you
You did. You said, "Take it down."
to the, yeah. And just for folks, just like, many, many moons ago, I had a road trip and I happened to see the Cadillac Ranch and I took really nice pictures there. My sister's always like, those are amazing. Like, I love that place. Like, I want to see that one day. So when she was going out, I was like, I need you to lower your expectations because it's only like one row of
There's 10 of
Cadillacs. I mean,
them
how many
of the
are
Cadillac.
there? So there's 10, but they're like, and maybe we'll show, put a link in here for you to see a picture of it, but they're dug into the ground, like facing up,
Mm-hmm.
or facing down, right? And then folks like spray paint on them. So you'll get to see the photos, but it's definitely one of those like road trip things that you definitely want to see, but you have to like level set your expectations because it would be a letdown if you're thinking like it's a ranch full of them. So when I got your message, your text message, like we're here, I was like, how's it going? Just because I knew how excited you were to go see it. But I did see you got your
Got my
quintessential
picture.
photo. Looks good. Looks good. And then the Bug Ranch, tell us a little bit
So what I
about
want to say
that.
is before I even went on to that exit, I was actually biking and watching my son wrestle, which was amazing. And it was warm, and I was like, all right, I got about 2 more miles in me. But then I watched him wrestle, and I was like, Mama got some more now. So I happened to go further, and this truck went by me, and it said Isaiah 40:31 Trust. And back in the fall, that was Isaiah 40, chapter 40, came to me when I was just making sure this is what I was being pulled to do. And to see that right when I was going to get off the exit, and then to get off that exit and to see it say, "You are loved," with the D, and I wear the chain that says loved. It was just boom, 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 just all these things coming together, which just reassures me, I'm doing my part, you know, I'm being of service, and I'm exactly where I need to be. So that was exciting to see. But the Bug Ranch, like you were asking, the Bug Ranch, I think there's about 4 cars instead of 10, like the other one, so it's a little bit smaller, but um, it was a blessing today when I got off with all those
Yeah.
pieces coming together. And then before we went and took pictures, I opened up my Bible and had to read that verse, and that verse um, is special to me.
Yeah, I love that. And big shout out to Chris for not only the victory, but giving Mama a little bit more oomph, a little pep in her step. Like I got a little bit more in me too, because that's how it is. Sometimes it's about somebody else's strength that then reminds you of your own strength and helps you to do a little bit more, just that little bit more. So before we let you go, tell us, anything on your heart that you want to share with us before we let you get back to it.
Yeah, I know I've been saying it the past couple of days in the morning check, or also I was sharing with you just a little while ago, like these signs on the road of like share the road, pass with care. Um, just reminding us to, be present, be aware. Hi, Lucy.
Yeah, we've got house
Oh, is
guests
that
today,
Kiki?
guys. So IRL, we've got it's Kiki.
um, just, take that moment of pause, be aware who's around you, your surroundings. It might be a hello, a smile, a good day that could really help someone else. Part of me was like, we really need signs to tell us to, share the road and to pass with care. And you know what? Sometimes we do. Life moves really, really fast. And even like bringing awareness for human rights, which are our birthrights, and to not, it's almost like we ask for them as if someone has to give us permission to have something that we deserve, as opposed to us upholding them and demanding them because we all deserve them. I just want to keep reminding us, I'm mixing two words, reminding us to just be what we want to see, be that kindness, be that love, be that support. You really don't know what people are going through. Hurt people. So those of us that are, when I've been there, when we're not all, our cups aren't full, we show up less than our best selves. And that's the time we need that hug or that reminder of, I see you and you are loved. So again, know that you're loved, just like that sign reminded me today. Like, this is a message that does need to be shared. You are loved and you deserve respect, and be it and give it. And I know this world can be even better than it is right now.
I love that. I have nothing to add. No, what I love about, and this is just like, when I think back to your message and your mission behind this, right? Like, that is it, right? Like, it is that simple. It's, like, share the road. When I think about the road and the metaphor of the road to life, right? Like share this experience, be open and connecting with one another, like truly connecting, right? Taking that time to be present, right? And we're all moving so fast. There's a lot of demands on all of us right now. And we know the environment that we're in, just the pressures that keep coming in. But something we can control is how we treat ourselves and each other. So maybe that's, a reason for those signs is just to continue to remind us to come back to ourselves, that we not only do we deserve it, but it's that is our birthright. And don't let all this stuff, don't let all of the static remove you from that. And if it is just that one moment in the day that you give yourself, that one pause to try to come back to yourself, to give yourself that space and that grace to just check in, the value of that, the power, like the true power that's in that small connectivity, right? I mean, you're on the bike watching your son wrestle and you're thinking you're ready to get off. And oh, by the way, that gave you such strength. And before you know it, you've got more energy. You've got more fight in you. You've got, a little bit more oomph. So it really is in that small yet most powerful thing, which is that connection to one another. And that's also why I'm so grateful for us to have these conversations, because, as you know, we're sisters. We talk all the time anyway. But these conversations, like I'm having them with you, but I'm getting so much out of it, and I'm so glad and grateful that we're able to share this with others, because again, like I said in the beginning, I get to see this, superhero in real life all the time, but like now we're peeling back the layers and giving you a little peek behind the curtain to see all sides. So thank you to everybody who's been writing in, calling, texting, letting us know that this is giving you strength, and we'll continue to do them. And listening to our bodies and IRL, any issues we have with Wi-Fi or whatever, we'll continue to tackle them as we come, but we'll continue to update you as often as we're able to. And so on that note, until next time.
Body check, mind check, heart check.